Amidst the continuing tensions over Ukraine, Russia fired another salvo at America and expelled the deputy chief of mission to the United States Embassy. In a new blow to the worsening East-West ties, Moscow ordered the United States number 2 diplomat Bart Gorman to leave on Thursday. Russia said that Gorman was asked to leave in response to the U.S. visa war, where a senior official was expelled. Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson even clarified that the move comes after the unjustified expulsion of Russia's Minister Council by Washington before a replacement could be found. The U.S. State Department has confirmed that Bart Gorman was asked to leave the country. They've called the move unprovoked and an escalatory step. White House Secretary confirmed that Washington was mulling its response, adding that it was imperative necessary diplomatic personnel are in place to facilitate the communication.
Russia's actions against our deputy chief of a mission, who was a key member of the embassy's leadership team, was unprovoked. Now more than ever, it is critical that our countries have the necessary diplomatic personnel in place to facilitate communication between our governments. The State Department has said they consider this as an escalatory step.
Moscow claims that the United States is to blame for the worsening diplomatic ties, adding that Russia had repeatedly offered to stop the degradation of the diplomatic ties between the two countries. Russia had raised complaints against American authorities blocking visas to its diplomats or issuing them very slowly. And our correspondent Susan Teherani brings you the latest from New York in our next report. Listen in.
In perhaps what seems to be the sign of the times, the United States says that the expulsion of its number 2 diplomat from Moscow was quote-unquote unprovoked after the State Department confirmed on Thursday that Bart Gorman had been expelled. Russia's state media was first to report the news, and the State Department did confirm it on Thursday. However, a State Department spokesman said that Gorman had left his post and had returned as early as last week. The spokesman also said that we consider this an escalatory step and are considering our response. However, it's not yet clear how the United States plans to retaliate. We call on Russia to end its baseless expulsion of U.S. diplomats and staff and to work productively to rebuild our mission. Continued the spokesman of the State Department. Now more than ever, it is critical that our countries have the necessary diplomatic personnel in place to facilitate communications between our governments. Now, this expulsion comes at a time when relations between Russia and the United States are at an all-time low because of the crisis in Ukraine, and as both sides continue to call for a diplomatic path forward to that crisis. Susan Teherani reporting from New York for WION World is One.
And Russia has stated categorically that it wants all U.S. troops out of Eastern and Central Europe and has warned that it could respond militarily if Washington does not meet its security demands. Moscow's statement was in response to the United States' offers of a diplomatic solution to the crisis, in which the Russian Foreign Ministry indicated that there was little to discuss. The Russian Foreign Ministry said that in absence of a will on the American side to negotiate binding guarantees on our security, Russia will be forced to respond. Now, according to Russian media, Moscow has also proposed that the United States put a halt to having medium and short-range missiles in Europe. This is part of the dialogue on security guarantees. The statement is the latest in the back and forth between Russia and the West on Moscow's sweeping security demands, first put forward back in December last year. Now, the crux of Russia's demands are this. First, a ban on Ukraine joining NATO. Secondly, scaling back NATO's military presence in Eastern Europe and former Soviet states. The United States has rejected these demands and has put forward proposals of its own. In its document, Russia also denied planning to invade Ukraine and said that there is no such invasion that the United States and its allies have been announcing since last fall. Russia's foreign ministry added that Moscow's red lines and security interests continue to be ignored. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.